And now, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys are all doing well. And today, my friends, we're back with a Greenskin versus Ivres showdown. So it's going to be Skarsnik facing off against the Warden himself, Eltharion the Grim. Now, I figured, in the spirit of him bringing Eltharion, or at least the sub-faction, why not bring one of the DLC characters here? So we do actually have the Big Chungus himself, Debiggen. So Debiggen is, honestly not terrible because things like Cygors and various artillery pieces like Hell Cannons for Chaos have been used against High Elves. It still doesn't mean it's cost effective at, I think, the 2,800 price tag, but generally speaking, it's a bit of a meme, but it's not bad, right? It still has some uses in this matchup. So got the big in here. The rest of our army, as such, is going to be pretty low quality. Goblins in the front to take a beating for Gork and or Mork. And we also have some Stone Trolls in the back. So against Cavalry, Stone Trolls are great, like Silver Helms and Dragon Princes. And against Archers, they have, Missile and Magic Resist. Pretty solid unit against the High Elves in general. Probably one of the best units on the entire roster for the old Greenskins. So that's going to be it there. We have the AP Colonies Goblins in the front and just more Goblins and Goblins and Goblins. Now for arguably one of the more powerful units on the entire roster, we do have the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. And these guys, of course, are, just super great. Really good at skirmishing and poking. Also pretty competent in melee with their poison and 26 weapon strength. I think pretty much every Greenskin build you run into these days is going to at least have a couple of them because they're just such good dual purpose units. Now for my opponent, he's got a pretty cool build. He's got Swordmasters of Hoeth. It's so funny because I came into this game and I was in the lobby. I was like, I feel like Black Orcs are good here. Let's go Black Orcs. But man, oh man, if I went Black Orcs against Sisters of Avalorn here in the back, as well as the Swordmasters, I would have been pretty bad. I would have had a really rough time for sure. But he's got these Swordmasters, 3 of those, a couple Lothern Sea Guard in the back, Spears on the flanks, and he does also have the Everqueen's Court Guards here in the back, and these ladies are ready to party. Very elite, very expensive, can certainly, pack some serious punch, but if the Big Chungus back here is able to get some boulders, it could do some good work. But yeah, very unorthodox build from both of us, so hopefully you guys enjoy seeing some units that aren't often picked. For his lord, he does have Eltharion the Grim. He has Apotheosis and Hand of Glory as well to imbue melee attack, but more importantly also to trigger the Shield of Sapphire. It's one of the best aspects of high magic in general, is when the passive goes off. So brutal damage coming in right there. You can see the boulder from Debiggen, able to drop some big boulders here on the Swordmasters of Hoeth, and they're having a pretty bad time. Yeah, they're definitely getting crumped nice and good like. So here comes some more boulders. There they go, right downtown, and boom, not quite a headshot. No, not even a hit. Can't win them all. But doing a little bit of skirmishing from the Forest Goblin Spider Riders. Also, the Giant River Troll Hag is going to be bringing Fate of Buna. A lot of times I just bring Spirit Leech, don't bring Buna these days, but against High Elves, I think with the prevalence of Dragon Princes and occasionally their expensive infantry, Buna can be a big breadwinner and pay off. Nice response, though, from Eltharion the Grim. He's able to drop the Apotheosis on the Swordmasters, which will probably save a couple of those guys. Not going to make the biggest difference in the world, but still doesn't hurt. Now here we have the Everqueen's Court Guard with the Hand of Glory, which is super heavy metal, giving them reload skill. Pretty badass for sure. And they're able to rip some shots into my Forest Goblins and really make me pay the Troll Toll. But now I may be the one who has to pay, as he finally has gotten to my front line. However, we've done, Swordmasters are pretty expensive, so this is more or less about 600 damage a piece, or gold value a piece on both these guys. So we've gotten some pretty good value off the army so far. Granted, we have had to expend a fair amount of ammunition to do so. And now we're going to be switching the boulder shots onto these Everqueen's Court Guard. I figured we had damaged the Swordmasters enough to probably win those fights there, so we're going to be jumping in and doing some business here. So here comes to 8 Peak Loonies. We have the Goblins getting ready to fight, but you can see I'm going to pull the Goblins back to the Stone Trolls here and try and get my more elite units that can actually finish them off in combat. And also we have the Skulkers going up the middle with Skarsnik, hoping that the AP on the Skulkers will be able to finish off the Tattered Swordmasters with the help of Skarsnik, of course. Now the Trolls have piled in, but suddenly the fight gets a little bit dicey. You can see that the Illyrian Reavers coming around the side, and also all this Archer fire is really peppering in my Trolls, so I felt a little bit insecure about this. Also, the Warden of Tor of Res, Eltharion the Grim, is going to be pressing me in, so at this point we got to fall back, we got to run, we got to get our bearings, man, and we will see how this goes. Stone Trolls trying to escape there. Man, now they're terrified. They are paying the Troll Toll. Mither is active. That's going to be slowing down the Grim Warden. Basically just trying to buy time for my Trolls because currently I'm getting pressed back pretty good. The Skulkers almost finished off the Swordmasters, but not quite, and that's largely due to the fact that they had some supporting fire. And now we got to shut down these Archers, man, because they've been doing so much work this game. Poison Ducky's been on point. And here comes the Forest Goblin Spider Riders jumping onto the Everqueen's Court Guard. Reload skill, melee attack, all that sort of good stuff is going down here. So there we go, jumping on those units. They are shut down for now, and this gives us an opportunity to stabilize our backline, get our Stone Trolls going. And now you can see the Stone Trolls are making them pay the Troll Toll, as the Reavers and other Cav units and Swordmasters are all going to be going down here 100%. There's just way too many Greenskins here. Also, the Rogue Idol able to push forward now, and I've used most of its ammo. I figured, we got to press this Archer line while I still have some disruption back there, because if I push it without, attacking it in the back, I'm going to be taking a lot of firepower. So let's keep harassing. and push forward with that Rogue Idol, which does have 12,000 HP, mind you. So that thing can certainly eat some shots. And here the fight, as expected. The wah resounds in the valley once more in the deep, and the Swordmasters are pushed back, and now comes the Rogue Idol with the atomic belly flop. So it's going to be jumping in here, and the wah is active. Oh, he's ready, man. Slapping the base on a couple of those Swordmasters, and now he's going to be moving forward. Sheer brutality incarnate. With the Stone Trolls, of course, ITP right now. It does help against the Grim Warden, but he's not anywhere nearby. So we were able to pretty much dive with our Depths Creepers and get on top of the Everqueen's Court Guard, and we do also use a Fermented Fungi on the Court Guard. The reason I do that is to rampage them so they can't run back through the spears, and it also allows me to kind of just sit and sustain combat with my Stone Trolls and other units. So now comes the flanking force, Goblins, and the rest of the dudes going to be moving up, and the Grim Warden trying his best to fight these guys off, but a little bit outmatched with the big old Chungus coming in here, as well as the Skarsnik, who's very, very good against him. Playing sort of Eltharion, rarely seen here. Clearly my opponent actually is representing Eltharion in the upcoming Legendary Lords tournament, so it looks like he's getting some reps in here on ladder. But going after the Lothern Seaguard in the back, many of the archers, though they are, anti-large and pretty durable by archer standards, still will be overwhelmed by the sheer mass of the goblins back there, and we should be able to overwhelm them. Now, one thing my opponent could do to maybe get back in the game is to try and get some really mean cycle charging on some of my characters, or break my Stone Trolls and chase them off with his Reavers. That would be really nice. So maybe the Remnant of Focus Fire go into these 12 Stone Trolls, and if there's something to chase them down, but it doesn't look like there is, which is pretty unfortunate. And that's going to give me even more of a lead in the Bounce of Power as those Stone Trolls do come back here. So we'll see what happens. So here comes Skarsnik moving into fight once again. His little goblins flanking his side here. We have 101 little brave goblins. Let's see how they do here. Hand of Glory is active. The Fata Buna once more going down. Really trying to finish off those archers. They're probably one of the few things in his army that can do well against my Stone Trolls, as well as the Rogue Idol. So just investing pretty much all my remaining resources and kind of banking on the fact that we have this giant monster here just slapping these Reapers around, and yeah, hopefully it'll be enough of an issue for him. Rogue Idol, I'm curious about the gold it's earned back. It rarely pays for itself at its extreme price tag, but if it's still alive at the end of the game, it doesn't have to pay for itself, right? It's still a functional presence that is doing a ton of work. And here comes the Stone Trolls getting chased down by Eltharion, who appears to take out a troll. Yep, he gets that one right there at the end. And now he's going to be moving in and routing those guys off. So certainly a nice play right there. A couple Fanatics are being loosed into the archers, swinging around, doing some great work. And yeah, Giant River Troll Hag and company having a good old jolly time, man. The Biggin moving in as well. Going to be piling in here with all these goblins and different troops. And there is Eltharion the Grim. He's going to keep chasing down those Stone Trolls, man. And it looks like the Bounce of Power is almost point of no return. Eltharion could perhaps pull some heroic deeds, but it looks like with all these archers going down, I guess there's some basic spearmen here, here, and here. 9 Swordmasters, so these brave warriors, 133 kills, were able to finish off 36 goblins, which is very thematic, like a couple elite High Elf warriors just cleaving all these shitty goblins apart, which is so funny. Anyways, here, Giant River Troll Hag, she's got her sack of meat, she's ready to go. Skarsnik apparently, or Gobla, getting a nice High Elf snack right there. And now Eltharion the Grim is going to be chasing down the Stone Trolls once again, which again I agree with. You might as well. This fight, he's got some archers coming back here. He's going to get some good crossfire. So, if he can break the trolls one at a time, and maybe Eltharion can beat that Rogue Idol in combat, it's a little bit hard to say. So now we're just kind of in a chasing mode. Now, Debiggin does have an ability where it can take boulders off itself if I do run out of ammo. So there's certainly an option for that. Granted, I don't know if I'm going to be doing it. It's usually pretty haggard because it hurts the Rogue Idol itself, so which can affect the Bounce of Power and stuff. Anyways, Eltharion coming in with the Fang Sword. Could be scary. 525. It's funny, with his big item, he still only does like 525. So we're going to mither him. We need to get a little bit more damage because he's not below 80%, which means I cannot rampage him here. So the Rogue Idol's coming in. We got the AP Gloonies applying poison. His speed is currently 9. Apotheosis keeping him out of the danger zone. But here comes the Atomic Power Fist. Eltharion did not take that much damage from that. What a trooper, man. Maybe that was Skarsnik or the River Troll Hag who hit him, but not the Rogue Idol. But I find that Rogue Idols really do struggle to hit single entities. They're very good at, crushing groups of infantry and things like that. But I find that against SEs, which I call them for short, they kind of struggle to get that damage in there. So here it comes. The Waz active, stock and unspottable. And there it goes. Yeah, look at that. The big punches, man. Rampage is now down. Army loss is kicking in. That's going to be it for the Grim Warden. GG to my opponent. We're both memeing pretty hard, having some fun, and yeah, you know what? The Rogue Idol meme, I actually think my more serious build with like Black Orcs and the traditional stuff would have been worse, and he probably would have beat me. But I think with the Rogue Idol meme, it actually ended up being really good because it gave me bombardment against his elite troops and also a presence that, like, a Rogue Idol can wipe the floor with Swordmasters like all day. So it ended up being pretty good. Little Skirmishers did their job, of course. Skarsnik, Skarsnik, and well, the Hag got 2100. Damn, I guess that's because of the Buna. And 2100 on him. The Warden got about 1000. Swordmasters really underperformed as they were focused super heavily. His archers, of course, did fine. And yeah, it was a great game. Well played to Poison Ducky. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing some unorthodox units in play. there's going to be a lot more of that as we do see the dreaded Legendary Lords tournament starting up soon, or maybe it's already started up. I don't know when this replay is going to go up, but yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the other side. Take care.